Okay, so let's get rolling, Rakesh. Thank you very much for joining in. Thank you everyone for joining in again. Some of you might be joining in from the earlier sessions where we conducted the session on smart factories, the first one, and the second one was cost optimization, focused on the research and engineering side for the Industry 4.0 space. We today have third session lined up, but just for all of those who have joining in for the first time, a quick 30-second video, and then we will get rolling as far as this session is concerned. Oh, so fabulous. So this is day one, third session, focuses on zero code application development platform. Glad to have Rakesh with me. But just before we hand it over to Rakesh, don't want to take the thunder away from your presentation, Rakesh, but allow me to set some context on this entire disruptive idea, things that you are also working on. So let's look at, I think, this is our view from a network science standpoint. Of course, I think the time has come. It's an amazing idea. People are speaking about zero code, low code. Of course, Gartner speaks about it as well in the last 1 or 2 years. What does this really mean? It definitely is a massively disruptive idea where it's completely disrupting $1 trillion IT services industry. A large part of the IT services industry is based on application development. The way the application development is done is through coding, software development, coding, and things like that. Of course, zero code is going to disrupt this entire piece. I know you're smiling, but let me take this forward. What does that really mean? It means that it is going to grow 10 times faster than the IT services industry itself, right? That's an amazing start point for the work that you have undertaken, Rakesh. Also means it's 90% faster deployment on the ground, right? If an average software development takes 5.5 months, zero code deployment will be in 2.5 weeks. Massive amount of disruption is what we're talking about. We've already seen early adopters, and in one of the earliest sessions we spoke about early adoption, innovators and early adopters, and these are 3 examples in front of us with regards to how 3 large organizations have implemented various solutions to drive business challenges. To solve business challenges using zero code. Of course, there is Reliance, which has used it for vehicle loan management. We've seen that, right? 50% faster delivery, quick turnaround time, and of course, reduced cyber risk by a massive amount. Tata's, they have implemented it thanks to Rakesh, your solution itself. Where they have been able to implement the solution for the B2C segment, which is 70% faster delivery, 1/3 of the resource cost, and hence obviously large amount of cost has been saved by the company. On the other side, we have the large vehicle manufacturing company Toyota, which is using it for its sister company. Has less number of resources being deployed, and of course easy adaptability that is available. So I'm glad that we're having this topic today for conversation. We want to, of course, know a lot more of how it is being done, what is the idea all about, and I'm glad to have Rakesh with us, which is the co-founder of Mobilus. Rakesh is a serial entrepreneur, amazing exits that he's had. Of course, the last one that he had was acquired by HP. One more exit that you had was, through a company that was then acquired by Reliance. Rakesh, happy to have you on board. The ball is in your court. we are excited to hear what does your technology really bring on the table. You've patented your technology across multiple geographies. Would love to know more about that.
Thank you, Sandy. Thank you for your kind introductions. And I will quickly share my deck so that I can just get on with this. I'm constantly excited. You know, entrepreneur has a habit of getting excited about what they go about doing. You know, and they feel very good about it. But now, when we see really the benefits of what's available and what we have been able to put across to the market, I really feel that it's something that I feel a lot of companies can really benefit. And I'm very excited to take you through this slide deck, which I have for you guys. I hope you all can see my deck.
Yes.
Cool. So Mobilus is about, the whole genesis of this idea was that we could understand that in the 90s and the early 2000s, 100% of the applications were either on Microsoft or on web. And when these mobile operating systems came in, everybody wanted processes to be coming onto the mobile. And we realized that it is not possible that these applications are going to run on just Microsoft operating system. It has to run on iOS, it has to run on Android, and also on browsers. So we were looking at a situation where applications that were just made for one platform have to be made for multiple platforms. And we felt that this is where the transformation is going to come in as I go forward. Okay. So the way we look at disruption today is about the rapid obsolescence of technology. We realize that the devices are getting obsolete, the software is getting obsolete, the apps are getting obsolete. We had apps that would run for a couple of decades without getting disrupted. And today it is about 15 months or not even 12 months that the apps are getting obsolete. And we need to constantly out-innovate the last year and implement a new stuff. And we see that the market is also changing. The requests are very frequent. Can you give it now? If I say, okay, I'm going to come back after 2 months, the IT team, they'll say, okay, the need is over. And there is a lot of repetitiveness which we need to automate. And that's where we see that technologies like zero code is really disruptive in trying to take away what is repetitive in nature, in trying to deliver what could be immediate, and of course, save costs at the end of the day. Fast, redeploy resources that you could save because of technology by automating the repetitiveness, and then save money for you. And that's what Apex is all about as a part of Mobilus platform. We provide a zero coding technology. It's absolutely zero. When I say it is zero, it is zero. I don't mean that there's a slight bit of coding here and there, nothing like it. It's absolutely zero. It gives you native application. Native means that I would develop a native app if I hire a developer, they download an SDK and then build the application on that SDK and upload it to the App Store. That's native. So if I give you that, I'm actually doing that job, but fully automating it. And then this platform does almost everything that you would want as a typical enterprise. Oh, can it integrate to my backend database? Yes. Can it integrate with my analytics? Yes. Can I do it as Active Directory? Yes. So anything that you need from a typical solution implemented in an enterprise, all of that can be seamlessly plugged into the platform. It's got a dashboard and a console that allows the page editor to function uniformly. And at the end, whatever you drag and drop and design, you just say publish and it gives you an iPhone app, an Android app, and a web app. All three ready. iPhone, upload to the App Store, Android, upload to the Play Store, and you're up and running. So that's the speed that we can bring in from the app deliver perspective. And the other unique thing that we have done is we are also providing a cloud architecture that is relevant to this rapid state that we're talking about. It is a fully auto scale infrastructure that we can offer on the applications that you can scale up to a higher, I would say, concurrency in terms of usage for a larger audience. And it can auto scale itself to give you an optimal level of performance that you would expect. With all of this put together, we fought and we got the patent for the technology. And that's the key that we bring in as a part of Apex, that the product is patented, the algorithm is accepted as a potential disruption and needs to be patented. We got it in Japan as well. And now in India, it's got published. Security, everybody is going to ask. So we can't do without a banking grade security. And that's what we offer. Even Tata has actually subjected our platform to a VAPT by Accenture. We passed all of that before it actually became public for the market. And for the first time, Gartner, from having a magic quadrant of mobile app development, revised its options and created a zero code, low code development as another magic quadrant. So that means we have created a space that is bound to continue to exist as we go on in the future. So the platform is almost covering all the features that you would consider, and of course, multilingual in nature. We have done away with the legacy dev methods where you have JavaScripts and C++ being used to develop applications. You just open up Apex, open up the page editor and start building the application. So it definitely reduces the cost of development, cost of the time of development, and of course, frees up a lot of engineers who actually come in to help you build the solution. And for me, an application is not the product. It is actually a cost of sales because you are trying to sell your product in a better way using a better productive tool to reach to the audience. So this cost is actually becoming bigger and bigger in your cost of sales because the cost of development is going high, the obsolescence is going high, so the replacement costs are high, and ultimately the support cost becomes humongous. So this is where we come in as a big way to reduce all of that has become almost like an unavoidable wall in front of the enterprises. So the patterns are here for you to see. It's a system and method for mobile application development. So there is no third-party dependency on software. It is our authentic algorithm, end-to-end. It works on the fly the moment you implement the platform at your end. This is a Japan application, patent application certificate. And the core difference when I look at how the other players are placed here, because it is a space that's bound to continue to grow. So there is this low code opportunities, then there is a code conversion opportunity, and then there is zero code. So that's the kind of market flutter that we have today. So IBM Worklife, which was one of the initial, I would say, companies who had started code conversion, is one kind of technology where you write a code in, say, C++ and do a code conversion of 30 to 40%. And the remaining code is then written in Objective-C or Java for Android and iOS. So that means you still need a developer to be able to convert the remaining part of the code. And that layer is also added into the application. So it adds almost 30 to 40 MB of programming code along with the app that you make. So that means if this layer is not there, the app is not going to function on the device. So that's the dependency. The other companies they use web as the base. They have a web application and they use wrapper tools to add to the cross-platform nature of the application so that it can run on different devices. And those are also adding about 15 MB layers or 20 MB layers or more of that. And these layers have to be in sync with whatever features the device offers. So if the wrapper is not allowing you to use a particular feature of the device, the web app cannot work. So there's a dependency on the wrapper. And what we have done is we have done away with all these wrapper layers or conversion layers. We just have a 1 MB layer of Apex runtime, which only allows you to update the application, and we give you near native application. And that ensures that the high performance that we expect from native applications is achieved yet in the same way, but on a zero code platform. So from an experience perspective, the device features are limited in hybrid apps. The graphic performance is limited, the speed, and of course, the user interface, and finally, the maintenance. So when you look at what we are trying to put in from a cost to user experience perspective, we are trying to bring you a native experience at the cost of a zero code platform. So that's where we are really disrupting the cost and the time factor here. This is the architecture that we also showcase because people really are worried that, okay, I make an application now, how do I manage the, it's a challenge today to have, suddenly we have a ticket booking application and it goes down because we couldn't project. how the ticket booking, how many number of people can log in at one point in time. So this is an auto scaling infrastructure that scales itself based on the load that it encounters and takes care of all backups, integrating it through its API scripts into the backend system of the enterprise. So all of this architecture is very, very nicely, it's well-oiled architecture, tested and currently running with the enterprises. And of course, the dependency is totally out because we can implement it on Azure or on AWS or on HP Enterprise. Wherever you want us, we can just implement it. It's actually cloud agnostic. So when you compare the product with other companies, the clear core difference is that everybody needs developers except mobiles. That's the core difference when I have to put down all these columns. That's the biggest takeaway. And when you say that, I say with that comes in the faster deployment time or the development time. So we are more than 60–70% faster than them. We provide a zero code page editor. So that means I'm not creating codes and codes of multiple operating systems that I need to constantly maintain at our end, because every year the iOS or the Android is going to upgrade itself. So I'm doing away with that need of creating multiple codes for multiple applications. So that's a huge support cost to the tune of almost 80% that you can actually kill almost immediately, because you don't need that application, because it's obsolete. You can recreate it faster than you actually edit it to maintain it for it to last about 3 years. So I would throw it away. I would rebuild it as fast. I can integrate, as I said. I provide MDM support. I am the only company that gives you a cloud architecture with it, which is certified with it. And the pricing itself, anywhere you can see, we are more than 50% cheaper than them. So the pricing has a tremendous impact on the platform for its long-term TCO that you look for an enterprise. And moreover, security we consider as prime, both for the app level security as well as for the cloud level security. And I feel that we cover all the facets that would be required as it ticks before an enterprise launches an application. All of that is covered in the slide that I have shown you, from SSL pinning to SQL injection and all approvals for encryption within the applications. Everything is fully covered. Worked a lot of companies, because the startups have this problem. When you go to the first CIO, he says, who else have you sold it to? And I would say, you are the first person. That's where the nervousness kicks in. And then I say, okay, don't worry, I'm going to be with you, but you must try our product. So we go through these challenges when you introduce something which is disruptive, because I couldn't get investment at the beginning, saying that, what are you talking, Rakesh? This is not possible. So you have to start with such kind of thought process, but then you will have customers who would come in and say, Rakesh, I want to try this stuff. And that's where I see the proof of the pudding is, when I go and say, okay, try one app, and then you will realize the benefits of it. And the moment we have done that, we have got more orders from the same company. And I think that's how we found success in terms of the use cases that we have covered in this. We have done a whole lot of manufacturing companies. Now we have done order generation, order forecasting. We are doing marketing and sales, complete marketing sales, from inventory to invoicing to stock management, even to the marketing sales part of it, where you're looking at customer visit reports. All of them are getting integrated. We have done financial inclusion for the farmers with the government organization NABARD for a BFSI application. We have done a lot of basic work with HDFC on customer verification, geotagging, as well as non-convertible debentures that they sell online. We have done a complete retail network for an electronics company. We have done construction process with L&T. We've done a full trial for them. We have done a shipping logistics. So we've got a whole set of use cases, of which I will give you a glimpse of in my subsequent slide deck, where I will show you some of the use cases that we have done and some of the screens in terms of the quality of output that you can get from the platform. Japan has been one of our other co-partners, the Japanese. That's why we have customers in Japan that we have worked with in the past, and this is where we actually started validating the product before we brought in to other countries. And I think that's the support that we've got in terms of trying out the platform with larger companies. The business model has been very simple. You can try with a single app licensing on an on-cloud basis, or you can sign up for a long-term platform licensing, both on cloud and on premise. We will assess your need, assess your requirement, estimate the cost and resource requirements, finalize the licensing terms, and then just go on and develop and deliver for you. And I think that's where the model is very simple, and the price points are not at all complex. So the key takeaway, the only patented platform. There's no patented platform for zero code. We are the only ones. Zero code enables 50% time saving, zero code management, resources 50% freed up for doing other functions on IT, a complete secure cloud architecture on the offering along with the zero code platform. And of course, the disruptive cost will ensure that your entire digital transformation can be done on this platform, which is code-free and mitigates your technology in terms of obsolescence. So there is nothing that is not possible that I would say, okay, you have to go to somebody else. That's actually not possible. We are good with it. So that's what is the crucial Mobilus slide deck that I showed you, so that I could share with what is on the offering and how we wish to engage with enterprises going forward. I'll quickly switch to a short
by the time
video.
by the time you do that, do you want to quickly run the poll? Because I'm very interested to hear from the audience in terms of what's their view about the concept that you've just presented. Do you want to show the video first, or how do you want to do it? You can run the poll right away.
Yeah, you can run the poll right, or let me show the video. I think that will work well.
Fair enough. Let's go through the video.
It's we will run both video.
We will run both the polls together, Rakesh, just because we have time, limited time. But let's go through your video first.
Perfect. Thank you. Okay, I hope I'm able to share the video. You can see it.
Yes, we can.
Okay, so this is I'm just trying to prepare 4 pages of my application. So I have a login page. I want to pull in a list of my employees and see what their designations are and where they stay in terms of their location. Just 4. And I'm going to build this, and I will show you how does the platform work. So all I do is open a file, and I drag a page. So I can create different kinds of pages. So I'm dragging a page, and dragging a page makes me create that page immediately. I can create a parent or a child, all of that relationships I can manage here. So I will create all those 4 pages: a login page, a member list page, a member detail page, and a member location page, or the map page, as I would say it. So these are the 4 pages that I'm going to make in an app. Now I start customizing. Okay, I'm going to create my login page after this. So let me see how I can customize. So as I do this, I can open that page. That page opens up for me. Now I drag UI parts from here. So I will pull a label from my library that I have. I can do almost anything that I want. So I will pull in a label. I will customize it. So there's a floater on the right-hand side, which allows you to customize whatever you pull in. If a designer gives you a design, I can import that design and customize the design for you. So all of this is possible just by being on this page and not writing anything. And I will show you how we can actually add logic to it as well, so that the whole concept of the working of the app building is really understood in these few minutes that we have. So here, if you see, I have everything that you need for a typical designer. So what I'm trying to say is that it's not something that is limited to just the coders today. If I teach somebody a PowerPoint solution or a PowerPoint application, I can teach somebody the same Apex solution that I have for them. It's as easy for them to pick up. And so that's where I bring in a lot of, I need 600 million engineers to be able to actually service the cumulative digital requirements of the world today. I can't do it even if I have all the developers today. So I'm opening up a wider audience to come up and take up this platform and build it. I need knowledge people who actually are not coders, but want to be a part of this. There are a lot of things that we feel are limited because I am not a programmer. So that is the thing that takes away, because I can create anything that I can. So here I'm just building the pages here for you. So this is the login page. And if you mind you, this is a live one. It's just about 8 minutes. I've created an app which is just in 8 minutes. So this is the first page. I'm going to put up a login button here, and then go on to the second page, which is going to be faster than the first one. So all the library parts are here. So you can do almost anything with the design, round buttons, curvature, angle, you can do anything that you want. So I've created the login page and I put some color in it. Then go to the next. So now is the next one, the second page that I just click on that, the second page is ready. Now I'm going to create a database. So here, the interesting piece is that if you have a database that is there at the back end, I can actually connect that database right here. The APIs are going to be showing in this table right here. I can do this, or I can create a database right here and push it back to your database as well. So I can do anything. So I'm creating a database here with 5 tables, which will have the first name, the last name, I'll have the email, the person's title, job title, and finally the location of the person, which I'm going to put up. That will be the map function. Address. So this is my third page. And last page is now I'm going to create a map page. So see, it's something which is like as easy as pulling up a map icon from the UI part. So I go to the map page, I just drag this here, and see, I've used multi languages. I can have any language in it. I open up a map here and I start customizing this map. I'm going to put in a zoom so that I can zoom into the address. And I'm also going to look up the address. So I want to show you the address here. So that's a very interesting thing that I will show you in this last page. So I'm now introducing a text box where I'm going to display the address. Now, how does this logic work? So I'm going to put a system button along with this text box. And when I do the system button, I can customize this system button. So this is a system button. And here I'm adding up the first logic. If I go on the right-hand side, you will see on tap. And I say on tap, what do I do? On tap, I'm going to show the main value, show location, and I can show on which page it is, map page. So this is how my logic is building up on a sheer menu drill down. And I can have success, failure, everything linked into this logic. So the logic is being built for this. Also, I'm putting in a zoom function where I'll be able to control the zoom within the location of the address. So if you see here, I'm not coding anything. I'm just putting up the actions that are available. I choose the action. It says map control, and then I'm customizing that. Now I'm going to integrate also this map scroll. So I can add another logic to the same button. So I have multiple logics on success or failure of these, which I can add into the logic as well. So I'm now adding a map main value where I'm displaying the value, and I'm going to show this here. So these are the two things that I'm implementing into the button right now. So I'm now done. Now I'm going to connect the page 4 with page 3. That means if I click on address, so I'm going to go to row, say edit on tapping row, I will do a page transition, go to the child page, which is map page. So I've now integrated page 3 with page 4. Now I'm going to integrate page 2 with page 3. So on tapping last name, page transition, it will now show me the child page of page 2, which is only right now, if you see here, it's only the member detail, it doesn't show the map page anymore. So I'm integrating the second page. Now in the first page, I'm clicking login, please take me to the second page. So I'm going to go and I'd say page transition, take me to the second page, which is member list, and I'm done. So the app has been built, logics have been connected, I do a preview. So when I do the preview, it is building the app, it is coding itself and generating all the codes. The app is ready. This is a full-fledged app. I will log in here, enter my password. So this gives me the list of my employees. I click on one, I get the details, and I click on the address, I get the map. Now I click on that system button, I'll get the address, for example. I click on the system button, I will get the address, and now I can zoom into the application, into the map. So this app is ready. and I have published. If I publish it, I will get an APK, IPA, and the web. APK, IPK directly upload to the App Store. You have to do nothing, just upload. This is all done. So I am still at 7 minutes, 45 seconds of this live demo. So this is where I see is the key takeaway of the product and its power, the way you can create, build, and deploy and forget about it. So 8 minutes and I'm done. Thank you for this second deck. Sandy, you can continue now.
Hey Rakesh, this is fabulous. I never knew that app development would have been so easy. obviously is a I felt it's very, very complex. That's why loads and loads of money, resources, time is being spent on software development. What we will do, Rakesh, is that we will run the poll. We have questions coming in. There are 3 amazing questions that we've got.
Sure.
My suggestion is that let's first run the poll.
Sure.
Get the response from the audience on the poll. We will run both the polls now.
Yeah.
Take the questions, and of course, based on we will not have time to go through the use case and the screens.
Okay.
That's something that we will take it up in subsequent conversation based on what the audience feels from a relevant standpoint.
Sure. Sure.
Fabulous. So I've got 4 questions, but before that, I want the poll to run. Team, can you run poll 1? And let's hear from the audience on what we are getting out of. Let's look at the significance that what you've heard for the last 30 odd minutes. Is it making sense to all of you guys? Wow. I can see the results. You're going to love this, Rakesh.
Is it?
And that's the disruption, right? We are talking about. I think there's tremendous amount of disruption that is possible in this space. Let's just wait for. We've got 63% of the people who have already taken the poll. Maybe I request a few more people to take the poll. Let's see if we can. Yeah, I think we've got all the ones who wanted to take the poll have taken the poll. Maybe let's quickly end the poll, share the results on poll number 1. Here it is for you.
Fantastic. That actually, thank you so much. I think I'm happy that the message goes down to the people who are listening to it. I'm sure the audience understands what we have worked so hard for and developed something which is really, really deep. And that definitely can be extremely disruptive. Thank you.
Yeah, fabulous. So let's stop sharing. I want the second poll also to go in.
Sure.
Right. Let's quickly get 2 questions, just 2 questions. Let's get a quick response. And then we will spend some time on taking questions. We've got 7 of them actually now. They're flowing in thick and fast. So we have about 10 odd minutes to answer some of them at least, if not all.
Sure. Should I answer them one by one, or what do you suggest?
So let me ask the question so that it is
Sure.
easy for everyone to also hear the question. So I will attempt that. Let's okay. I think we've got 50% of you who voted for this. So let's end the poll and share. Right? Yeah. So this is a quick reaction, of course, from the audience. Can relate to similar use cases in your organization. 83% obviously can find a similar use case in their individual organizations where your solution can be really apt and make a massive amount of difference.
Oh, great. That's really nice to know. And I know that conventional app building has its own limitations in terms of time and speed. So I think that second question is totally reflecting that.
Fabulous. Thank you everyone for answering quick questions from our side. I'm going to take up the questions that we've got. We've actually got 10 now. It's coming in quite fast. So let me pick up the question. Sorry guys, I will not be taking the names. It's there for everyone to see, just so that we are GDPR compliant here. But the question is, and I think you've answered a couple of them, but let me quickly raise the questions for you, Rakesh. Who would be the creators of business applications on Mobilis? Would it be software engineers or business analysts, or a layman, or a combination of them?
So for example, in our team, we have people who have maybe started off with 1 year of MCA. There is business analyst on our customer side who's actually doing the app building on their side. And of course, we don't need programmers for them for building the solutions here. So it can be a very basic knowledge of IT that is required. So for me, it is anybody who can be trained on Apex can build the solution.
Fabulous. Would the distribution of the mobile apps built on your platform need pre-installation of Mobilis on users' devices?
No, it is as normal as the way you do it today from an app store. There's no difference.
Fabulous. Next question, of course, and there is a compliment also for you. It's great presentation. A simple question a CIO typically shall have is we are shifting right and giving power to build apps by a business user. So who does bug fix and support at a later point in time?
See, it's not just one person who's just building and going through. There is a team. So of course, in case, for example, you need to connect to your database, you will need the database guy to be able to support the business user. For me, the focus first is that the biggest limitation has been that marketing or any external business person is unable to present the quick requirements that they have because the dependency on IT is so high because they have so many ongoing projects. The cycle time is very high. So what we've been able to do is to ensure, for example, the other day, one of our Tata's executives, he said to one of my team members, there was a internal requirement. I just tried it, I made it and delivered to them already. So we didn't even know this guy actually logged in, tried it out, built a solution, give it to them, and all done. So now here, otherwise he would have been dependent on Mobilis. Okay, we have a project coming up. So all that was actually sidelined. So once you get a hang of it, it's like almost learning PowerPoint, how to use animation. Basic slides you can make, but if you have to learn animation, page transition, etc., you need to learn a bit. So there is a full training module that can be given to the teams and they can quickly pick it up.
Fabulous response, Rakesh. Next question is, so the front end is created and we all saw that, 8 minutes, amazing. But what about the logic behind or the SSO for login page and complexities like those?
We are already implementing a single sign-ons. It is possible across a solution of plethora of applications that you can allow under a common umbrella. So that is no problem at all. We're already doing it. SSO is no problem.
Awesome. I know the answer to the second question. The next question I will still ask that to you. Is your technology patent pending?
No. We've got it. It's in our hands. Otherwise, you wouldn't see these presentations. We are so skeptical because we had to fight with Google. We had a lot of people fighting for the patent at the US Patent Office. So we know what we went through.
Yeah, and you've got it in 3 different countries, right?
Yes, that's right. And EU, we have applied at EU also. That's pending. So we have not got it in EU as yet.
Got it. What is Apex written in? Is that a secret sauce of yours you want to give away?
No, there are a plethora of languages that has been used. So I think maybe if it is, we will put it across one-on-one to Oscar.
Fabulous. What's the level of complex software it can create?
So we have done one of the most complex solutions. in the marketing and sales solution that we have built. We've also done a complex logistics solution and a financial inclusion solution. So we feel that the complexity level is totally dependent on the available features. And we have used almost all the features that are available as a part of the SDKs that Android or Apple offers. So we don't see that there is a limitation of what we cannot do. Because the biggest advantage of a zero code platform is that we have a rolling product feature list. Every quarter, the new features are coming in because the market is driving us. I want this solution. Can you do it? We will say, yes, we can do it. And internally, we will say, okay, we've got 90% of the features. There are 2 features which are not there. There's a market demand. Let's add it. Because we don't want to just build features just to showcase that we have so many features where only 80%, 20% of the features are used 80% of the time. So we have this cycle. So there is no complexity that is not possible in terms of building the solution, because we are building the same logic that is required in a conventional form as well.
Fabulous. And I'm sure as we, as we go to market, look at more use cases, look at the solutions that our clients want to get implemented through this platform, the complexity will only get addressed, right? As you implement more and more such platforms on zero code. Question: can you provide the platform to play around or a proof of concept?
Of course, we can for the POC. Yes, normally the POCs are paid POCs, and we can talk about it. Sure.
Sure. Can I tweak the generated code? You showed that the code generates at the end, so.
No, you cannot generate. You cannot tweak the code.
Got it.
The reason being is that this provides you a cross-platform output. It is how our definition file integrates with the SDK to generate a binary. And the binary is what is ultimately effective.
Got it. Has your platform supported, or does it support agile DevOps environment?
Yes.
And there is a clarification also. It means for CI/CD platform.
Yes, yes. We are working on DevOps on Azure as well. So it is completely under DevOps.
Sure, fabulous. Interesting question. Have you built any games on it?
So there is a slide on my use case which I wanted to show. So I will just show them one slide if you permit, Sandy.
No, I'm sorry. But we will respond back, right?
Okay,
let's go back to the team. Let's go back to the audience as a follow-up. I'm just conscious of time. I want to take quick questions on that.
So yes, we can do some games on it. We have done something, but of course, what you have, if you let us know, we would actually love to build it for you guys.
Fabulous. How is security managed for applications developed by Mobilus?
So, for example, for customers, they have their audit teams. So they perform the penetration testing, and the assessment is done both for the web and the device, both for the infra as well as for the app. So there is a 2-stage validation process, which is cleared, and then only the app goes live.
Amazing. Of course, there is a compliment. I will give it to you later. But the last question on the chat is: it is cloud and on-prem. Are both the options available, or it's only cloud?
Both.
Both the options available.
Yeah.
Is the cloud India-based, or are there any regions across all the regions? Can you?
Yes, we can do it in all regions. The reason being that I can deploy in any country from anywhere without actually one person traveling. So we don't need anybody traveling. Everything is on the cloud. I can break it up into countries, into on-prem, into on-cloud, anything. All combinations are possible.
Brilliant. Of course, I do thank you very much, Rakesh. And as I'm also seeing the response from various members, great innovation that has been deployed most effectively. I'm just reading out what has been written, but I also share the same sentiments. I've seen the platform running. We have seen what response you're getting from various companies that you are taking this platform to. So guys, everyone who's joined into this session, thank you very much for joining in. I hope this time that you spent with us on this session has been well spent. you saw new disruptive technology brought in by Mobilis. As Rakesh mentioned, happy to have further conversations, provide more details, and of course, if any one of you are interested to look for a proof of concept, we'll be happy to undertake as well. Quick poll coming your way for everyone as a feedback for this session. May I request the team to quickly share the poll? And just 2 questions. Maybe you can get a quick response on the poll from everyone. In the meantime, I'm going to, we will conclude this as we're getting the responses. Rakesh, thank you very much. Amazing technology.
Thank you, Sandy, and thank you everyone for participating and joining this session. Really, really appreciate and feel proud to share what we have created as a team. Thank you.
Just a reminder to all the participants, we have the panel discussion coming in just in the next 10 odd minutes. Amazing set of panel members. We've got the Chief Digital Officer from Bonfiglioli Group, a €1 billion manufacturing organization out of Italy. We've got the ex-head of global business from Kimberly-Clark joining in from the US. We've also got a great academician and an ex-head of innovation at Reliance, and as well as a NASSCOM head of one of the Industry 4.0 forums in the panel coming up just in 10 minutes. Love to have you all with us in that panel discussion. Thank you very much for joining in. Rakesh, appreciate it. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
See you in a bit. Thank you, guys.